Welcome to Math 141. My name is Chuck Devangi. I'm your instructor for this course. And here's WAMAP, what we're going to be working in. I just want to start by saying, hey, my job is to help you learn the things you need to learn and be able to demonstrate to be successful in this course. That's my job. So please send me questions as you have them. Be proactive. And again, any questions that you have, just send them to me. I will work with you on stuff. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like when you log on to WAMAP. You've probably already started your day one getting started because you've already looked at the course intro. You're looking at that and that sort of thing. So you're looking at the video, which is great. Good start. I really like WAMAP. It's actually very robust, even though the interface looks a little bit old. It is actually really easy to use once you get used to it. In here, announcements. There'll be announcements that fall into here every week, maybe even more often, that sort of thing. You can tell when things are due. If you look here in resources, there's a bunch of stuff in here, questions for the class, textbooks, textbook singular, sorry, and I'll talk about the other stuff in a sec. The way this course is laid out by weeks, and if you open up a week, this is week one, you'll see we have some sections, 1.1, 1.4. Those are the sections referring to the textbook. Those lectures, I'll talk about how to do it. It will be a good idea to read the text as well. And then there is an assignment, which are the problem sets out of the textbook that I think are good practice problems. You do not need to submit these. This is your practice, but these are really good problems to do, know how to do. So we'll talk about the schedule in just a sec. There's also quizzes and forums almost every week. They'll be in this section, quizzes and forums. Intro quiz, which you should be doing this week. Intro forum, which you should be doing as well. If I look at week two, it's a little more standard. 3 lectures, 3 things with problem sets in them. Again, lecture, read that part of the book, do these problems. And in week one, in week two, quizzes and forums again, minimize that. There's a forum. There's almost always a practice quiz, which is due on Wednesday, and then a time quiz, which is a lot like the practice quiz due on Friday. And I'll talk about those again in a minute. All right, there's the basic kind of layout. These weeks will come at you. I release them about 2 weeks ahead of time. I'm doing a student view right now. If you look at my view, you can see that I have the weeks laid out and practice exams set and the exam set and all that as well. But again, back to what you would see. So if we go to resources, first thing I want to do is take a quick peek at the syllabus. And you can read it. I'm not going to read it to you. I just want to point out a couple of things on this syllabus. Sorry, minimize that. And all the information, the textbook's online. I'll show you that in a minute as well. Calendar. We do have a calendar. I'll show it to you in a minute. This is not a self-paced course, and it says how much time you should take for the week. Don't fall behind. It's gonna be hard to get caught up. You can work ahead. I release things at least 2 weeks ahead of time. Grades. How do you get grades? Homework's not graded. It's good things to try. Send me questions if you're not sure how to do them. That sort of thing. All right. So we have tests in the final, which are altogether 65% of the grade. These happen on a certain date. Each of these will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then you have a certain amount of time to finish it. It's either 2 hours. I think I gave you 2.5 hours on the final. So if you start the test at, say, noon, you have until 2 to complete it, one sitting. And it does close at 10 p.m. So if you start your test at 9 p.m., you're going to be, you only have an hour to complete it. So anytime during that day, in that window, you start it and you finish it. We have practice quizzes and time quizzes. Both the practice quizzes and the time quizzes are directly out of the block of problems that the sections that we've been working on since the last one. And I'll show that to you in the calendar. Practice quizzes are not timed. You can pick away at them as you like during the week till they're due. You're allowed 4 attempts on each question on the practice quiz. And so it's good practice. That's what it's for. They have to be completed by 11:59 on the due date. They're not available after that time. Time quizzes are 2 hours. You get 2 hours to do it. That's plenty of time to do it if you're familiar with the material. They start as soon as you click them, just like I said about the test. You have 3 attempts on each problem for the time quiz. So lots of grace on these. This is a real good practice for you, making just a little self-assessment. You can see where you're at on the skills. Time quizzes are a lot like the practice quizzes. If you're comfortable with the practice quiz, you will be comfortable with the time quiz. I guarantee you that. When in doubt, round to 3 decimal places. Sometimes you'll be given direction, but just round 3 decimal places. And on either of these, if you feel like the auto grader has given you, it says it's wrong and you think that you're right, I go through and I check them after the due date and make sure that that has been avoided. But if you just want to send me a message in WAMAP too, let me know. Feel free to ask. I'm happy to fix that. Sometimes I miss things, and I want you to get the points that you have earned. Forums. We have forums as well. Each week, check the instructions on the forum. You post things on Wednesday, respond to someone else's post by Friday. So be a very clear prompt about what to write about. One thing for this class, it ends at the final. So any work has to be submitted by basically right before midnight, the day before the final. So that night before the final, gradebook closes with everything except the final. And here's a bunch of other stuff that you can read at your leisure. All right, course calendar. Oh, look, it says print this, like you could print it out. So I have the calendar that this course is completely laid out. So why don't you pause the video right now and just print this? And really seriously, you should print this. Okay, good. If you haven't printed it, go back and print it. So here it is right here. Notice the structure of this is such that, like, first day, here's the things you should be doing. Things that are italicized are due that day. They can be done beforehand. So things that are italicized are due. The 1.1, 1.6, that's the topic that's the chapter in the book that we're doing, the problem sets. So notice that in week 2, we have a practice quiz 1 on Wednesday, time quiz 1 due on Friday, forum, your post forum due on Wednesday, your response due on Friday. And then this test, each of these tests, let's see, like here's practice quiz 3. It will only cover the things that came between it and the last practice test. So 3.5, 3.6, and 3.7 part 1. Great. And if it feels like it doesn't, let me know. We'll talk about it. Exams are on here. Exam 1, Exam 2, Exam 3, final exam. Like I said, on that day, that test will be open from 8 to 10, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Spend your 2 hours getting it done. If there are questions that say you must submit work, send me a picture of your work via WAMAP, and I'll show you how to do that. How to use the messaging. I also have practice exams for each exam. These are a lot like the test. They kind of have the same practice quiz to time quiz relationship. So this is a really good practice if you're thinking about what's going to go on there. That's the schedule, which you have printed out. You have printed this out. So on this, the things about these exams, if you know you're going to have to miss this exam, that's okay. Let me know. We'll schedule it beforehand. You know when the exams are. If you just miss an exam because you didn't print this out and you didn't maintain your calendar, I'm not going to have a lot of sympathy for you. So it is your responsibility to get these exams done on the day that they happen, and to prearrange if it's possible not to. So again, if you miss an exam just because you forgot, it's not a valid reason, and I will not let you make it up. Okay. Oh, hey, and then you can print out that calendar. And again, in resources, here's the textbook. You can go. It's OpenStax. If you click on either of these, it'll take you out to the open source. You don't have to buy a book for this. This is our book. Table of contents is here. You can get to any section if you were reading stuff on section 1.3. Here is all of the the part from the textbook. Again, I would peruse this, not just depend on the lecture, although the lecture is pretty darn good. And then if you go all the way down to the bottom of the chapter, that is where the practice problems are. So if it tells you to do certain, in the homework set, the practice set, these are where those problems are coming from. And in this section, textbook, this is how you can get to the textbook. It's an open source textbook. You're not going to have to buy a book for it. Click on that, takes you to OpenStack's external site. Table of contents is here. Here's all the, like if you were looking at section 1.3, say, you click here. Then there's text that I would at least peruse, see what the textbook has to say about it compared to me in my lecture. And then also if you scroll all the way down, there's this problem set in here, section exercises. These are the problems that you do the practice from. Like I said, I really enjoy WAMApp. For the forums, you can type things, and anything that you type in here, you have this ability I'm about to show you. Over here in messages, you can send messages to folks. So if you wanted to send me a message, you can find my name and, hey, I don't know, whatever. You have a question about something. Hey, I have a question. I don't know how to do number 7. What's great about this is you can, if you say add new math, you can get a menu in here. You can type things in math like 5x squared minus 3x divided by y. And if I arrow out of there, it formats it for me. Another thing you can do real easily is paste stuff in. So this is just, a little whiteboard thing. And then if I copied it, Control V, I can just paste it on into there as well. So this is a really great way for us to communicate. I can show you steps. You can ask me questions. You can send me copies of your work if you have questions. I really, really enjoy that we have this. There is one more thing. There are late passes that are allowed. You can check the video on how to use late passes if you want. Late passes are only allowed on practice quizzes and time quizzes. Can't use them on the forum, can't use them on exams. All right, if you have any questions, please, please, please send them my way. My job is to make sure that you know how to get through this course. Know the things that you have so you'll be successful in this course and in wherever it leads you. All right, thanks.